figure out what you could choose differently.
Well, also, you mentioned something about the Richardson Society.
Yes.
And what is
so
it?
this
Sorry.
is
Go ahead.
so this is not. I read this on T Nation, so testosteronenation.com. This was years ago, and the Richardson Society was named after a group of Army, I think, captains who were on mid-deployment leave or post-deployment leave, and they named the society after one of their peers who died in combat, or one of their friends as part of this group of officers. And essentially what they do is they would travel to other countries and have these luxurious, extravagant experiences living and working and being in another country. So they would take 2 weeks off, travel to Australia, go to Australian wine country. They would have these catered dinner cigar parties, and they would just take care of themselves. And my idea of the Richardson Society is that it's kind of what you see Ryan Mickler doing right now, Order of Man and the Iron Council.
Yeah.
You have a group of people who take time to be both a mastermind group about sharing not just tools, tricks, and practices about living, but also being an accountability group. If they want to make change, if they want to establish a different identity, then they can work within this group to make that identity possible. So it's called a Richardson Society. It's out there. You call it whatever you want. You can call it your Friday night poker group, whatever you want to call it. In Saudi, at ESCON, there were a couple of poker nights that happened where people just hung out at 3 a.m. and just played poker and shot the shit. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's a way to decompress like-minded people who may experience different levels of the same either dissonance or frustration or anxiety or curiosity. And then you can report back to each other. You can learn from each other. You can be accountable to each other. And it would help, to me, it helps veterans make the choice.
Yeah.
You know, and it helps military members. I mean, we do it. We do this. We study for service-wise. When we study for qualification. Like, we make these close-knit communities of people that are not in our squad or platoon, but may have the same skills that we have, may have been where we're from, maybe going to where we're going, and we ping them throughout our careers while we're in the military. And you don't see a lot of that on the outside, and it's the exact thing that we need as military members, having grown up in that when we get outside.
Yeah.
So it's huge.
You say that, and I still keep in touch with some of my like mindset brothers, and in fact, some of them were in my wedding, and I'd been out at that point many years.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's 1,000% right. You got to tap into the people who lift you up and not knock you down, right? Those who aid you in achieving goals and reaching a higher mindset, something that, like you said earlier, with intention, that puts you into an uncomfortable position, but not too uncomfortable that it's not attainable, right? Somebody that's going to hold you accountable for your SMART goals. So, well, I had a fantastic conversation with you today, and I don't want to keep you longer than what I've already kept you. And maybe, maybe we can do something down the line later on. But I want to thank you for coming and being a part of You're the Vet. One question I do ask people before they leave, well, a few questions. The one primary is, do you have anybody in mind that you'd like to kind of give a shout out to right now that could have an impact on this show, You're the Vet, for other vets? Is there somebody out there doing big things that you admire and that you know?
So when I published Commander Transition, I've come across a lot of people over the course of the last year, both in the transition space, both considering their transition, and people who've also gotten out. I think my friend Rachel would be a great opportunity for Year the Vet. She was Army, 8 years in intelligence and got out. And she is kind of in the same arena that we're in, but she really focuses more on helping people uncover their inner restraint, in that when we wear the uniform is a mask. The uniform is something that constrains a lot of people. And when you get out, that constraint is not there anymore. And not having the boundary to punch up against or knock up against can be very challenging. Mm-hmm. So Rachel and I, we met online in May. We met face-to-face back in November. And she's been awesome. She's in Virginia in the D.C. area, also working with veterans. And she's also working with veterans and families, which is something I know I'm not doing. I'm really focused on the member and the members making choices. But she looks at it holistically and helping people realize that the choice to stay in or get out is a choice that is a communal choice, not just an individual choice. Both communal in terms of the family that's around you, as well as the peer group that you leave behind. So I think Rachel would be good to talk to for Year of the Vet as a potential guest.
We're going to reach out to Rachel. She's going to hear this, and you're going to hook me up on LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
I'll hit you up, Rachel. But beyond that, do you have any social media that you'd like to share, or any way that somebody can get back to you, or how can we find your book? All that good information.
So I have 2 books that are out. My first book, Scale, I published while I was on deployment to Saudi Arabia. That is on Amazon. And my second book, Major Transition, also on Amazon. They're both ebooks right now. I will go to paper with Major Transition, probably 2019 or 18. I just haven't decided when yet. But I do want to follow that standard process of going to paper after going to an ebook. They're cheap. Combined, they're $6. Buy them, enjoy them. If you can't buy them, I will give them to you, obviously. Absolutely. I want the story to get out more so than make money from the proceeds.
I have given more books away than I've sold, and it's because there's the mindset that, yeah, of course you want to make money off of this, but you don't write a transition book to be rich. You write a transition book because you care. So
exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, besides LinkedIn, any social media?
So I'm everywhere, but I really follow LinkedIn because this is where the conversation about making the choice to stay in or get out takes place. It's not Facebook. Mm-hmm. I thought it was Facebook, and I made a lot of money. I lost a lot of money making that mistake.
Yeah.
So I'm on LinkedIn. I am Travis Scott Collier on LinkedIn. I am probably the only Travis Scott Collier on any social media platform.
Okay.
I've got a Twitter. I never use it. I'm on Facebook, but I really don't talk a lot on Facebook about this work. I'm on Snapchat. I love Snapchat, but I don't find a lot of military members on Snapchat. Really, LinkedIn, I think, is the place to find me. I do have a website, but really the website right now is the reposting of all the articles I write for LinkedIn.
Gotcha.
So if you like me on LinkedIn, you find me on LinkedIn, that's the best place to have a conversation.
Okay. So that is a full load today. So Lieutenant Commander Travis Collier, I appreciate you taking your time out on your break and joining me on this conversation on You're the Vet and trying to reach out to those who are looking for something that they can use, something that you can offer. And man, I just, from a year ago when we both started out, we're just moving forward, and I appreciate that, I have buddies on the same path. So definitely tap into you and vice versa, and let's heal some lives and get people out there being successful with their bad selves.
Absolutely, Robert. Thank you again for the opportunity.
No, thanks, man. I had a great time. So, but now we're signing off. This is Robert Graves and Travis Collier on You're the Vet, and I hope that you check back in on the next episode. Take care.